Hi everyone, it's Tammy with Frou-frou Studio. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to work on the Color Combo 2023. And today's colors are plum and tan. And for those of you not familiar, this is a challenge that I came up with to kind of explore different color combinations and kind of force myself to use colors that I don't normally use, so that I can kind of expand my journaling when I'm making junk journals and ephemera, and not always grab those colors that I like, and use them in journals, and also kind of step away from neutrals, because a lot of times we tend to pull neutrals to use in journals, and we don't use a lot of color. And I think a lot of the reason for that is because we all like that kind of vintage look, which I do too. And a lot of times it's when you're going for that vintage kind of grungy look, it's hard to incorporate color. So that's what got me started on this particular little path. And I started working in this book, and I did the first few spreads, and I thought, well, you know what, this would be kind of a cool challenge. And so I came up with a list of color combinations to use in I picked a primary color for every 4 weeks and then paired it with another color. And I didn't, it's just kind of a random matching. I didn't go through and, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I didn't go through and purposely put colors together. I did some searches on Pinterest for color combinations, and whatever came up, I kind of picked those, and I tried to get a variety of different combinations to get us through the entire challenge. So these are some of my previous ones. I'm working in this little book that has some homemade paper, or it's a thicker paper than normal copy paper, but it's not necessarily like an art journal type page. You can use anything you want to. If you want to put it in the book, if you want to do ephemera, if you want to do paintings, it really doesn't matter to me. The main thing is just to use the 2 colors that are in the prompts in whatever way that is going to suit you best. So I've kind of propped my book up on book block that I had, just so I'd have a more even surface, and I've kind of got some clamps here holding it down because I'm getting towards the back of the book. It has a tendency to want to kind of close up, so that's what the clamps are for. Alright, so let's get started. I didn't have a whole lot of choices when it came to these colors, and so I'm going to do the best I can with what I could find in my stash, and hopefully, we're going to come up with something close to what the color combination is. This is a digital that I had left over, and so I think I'm going to use that as my main background. This is kind of a plummy color, and of course this is tan, so I think this is going to work. So I'm going to kind of cut this down to size. I think what I'm going to do is actually go around kind of how this is ripped. So we'll see how that turns out, which will leave a little bit of the white edges around it on the sides, and I don't mind that. I don't mind a little bit of white space, which these papers aren't white anyway. They're more of an off-white color, so I think it'll be alright, but we'll see. I'm going to zip around this real quick and then we'll figure out where we need to do it lengthwise. So how is everybody? Hope you're doing good. Everything is a-okay here. A little warm today, but other than that, I'm going to be saying that, I guess, for a couple of months, huh? A few months, actually. Hope everybody is enjoying the challenge. If you are, let me know. And if you are participating, please use the hashtag if you post to social media so I can find you and see your work. I love seeing what everybody else does when it comes to these. Alright, so do I want to do there or do I want to do here? I think I want to do here. I'm trying to think. Okay, so if I tear along this line, what line? What line do we want? That one. Alright, where's my tear ruler? There it is. Okay, so we're going to start with that, I think. You put some glue stick on the back of this. So this is the first week of the purple study. So we'll have 3 more weeks of different colors of purple. I think I explained in the last video, when it's a neutral color, like last month when we did black, I'm not so specific, of course, with the primary color, because black is black. You know, brown is, you got different shades of brown, but for the most part, you know, brown is brown. But for these colors that are more, there's more shades and values involved, I am a little more descriptive about what particular shade or value of purple to use. But use what you got, guys. I mean, you don't have to be exact if you don't have it. The idea is to get rid of scraps. So don't, you know, don't be trying to get stuff that you don't have. Use what you have. I mean, that's the point, is to get rid of some of the stuff that we have. Okay, we're going to be pretty minimalistic this week with what we have, but sometimes I like that. Alright, so the next thing I have is this digital that is from Tailor Made Journals, I believe. It's just an envelope, but it has a purple stamp on it. So I want to put that down, and I want to put this music down. And I need to age it up just a little bit. Tear it down just a little bit. Alright, so let's ink it. And I'm going to use Vintage Photo. Am I? Or do I want to use something that's, yeah, I do. Because the other, this one has a lot of brown tones in it. So it's gonna go kind of like this. And then I have a doily that I want just a little bit to show. I want that to be kind of cockeyed. And then this is my focal point, and it's going to have to be on one side because it's on cardstock, and so it can't be I may have to cut it down a little bit. It can't be in that crease. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jern? Sorry, I'm thinking here a minute. I might want the music over here. Then I have this one poor little strip paper that kind of has the colors in it. And I have a little cluster that I did, and have a couple tickets. And I have another stamp that I was gonna put right there. Okay, that's how it would look if I put it on this side. Okay, if I put it on this side, which is way more balanced to me for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna cut this down. I don't really want to, but I think in this particular case it's going to be necessary. Sorry guys, I got quiet. Have to go down just a little more. I don't want to put it there because I don't want to cover. Okay, let's cut this. And put that in place because we know that's where we want that to go for sure. Okay. All right, now Let's distress this up. I definitely want the tickets to go right there. All right, so let's do that. Not a ton of that has to show. I just want enough to kind of have a little ruffle there. Okay, let's age these up. Sorry, I'm not talking a lot here. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing, and sometimes that causes me to not be able to do more than one thing at a time. Now I'm going to ink those, and then I'm also going to take a sanding disc to them. I'm going to bend them all up and try to make them a little softer. And then I'm going to take the sanding disc especially try to hit where I did those folds. And then I'm going to take the tiny attacher and staple them together. See a spot I didn't get well on there. Do I want to put that in the middle of that? Kind of like that. I thought I wanted to use this card, but where's my little... Maybe like that to make it look like it's taped on. then I've got some Sweet Annie. Yeah, like that. Okay. So I'm going to use art glitter for the rest of this since we're on the top layer, and I want to make sure that everything goes down okay. Now, before I glue down the rest of that, I'm going to take this and I want to put, I'm going to get a purpley color. This one going to be 2. That one won't be too purple. Let's see what this one looks like. This one might be too pink. I'm going to go with the first one, the Villainous Potion. I want it to look like there's been a wine glass sitting here. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to put some splatters. maybe a few up here. Okay. Again, that was Distress Oxide and Villainous Potion. And these little brushes are also Tim Holtz. And they come, I think, in 3 to a set. I can't remember. I've had mine for a while. But basically, you can adjust them to be, you know, really big brushes for big stencils. Or you can make, you know, pull this down and it makes it more compressed for smaller areas. And you don't need one for every color. Tim suggests that you like you do the rainbow, and you can, you know, stay in the same color family with one brush. And they do not come with these colors on them. That's just a Sharpie. So you can take a Sharpie once you get your brushes and just kind of go around that little ring that's there and mark each one so that you have a different one for each of the colors of the rainbow. And then you have everything you need as far as those go. To do your stenciling or shading, or, you know, however you want to use them. The only thing is, he suggests that if you have inks and you have Distress Oxides, to get one set for each and don't mix your inks with your oxides. Okay, back to where we were. I'm going to take a little piece of washi tape and tape these together so they'll be easier to glue down. And cut my stems off a little bit. Where's my little piece that I was going to use for the washi? Where'd you go? Oh, is that it? Nope. You guys see it laying around here? Me neither. I guess I might have to do another one. Luckily, I'll still have some. I think I'm going to make it a little narrower, too. I'll find it just as soon as video's over, I'm sure. Alright, so let's glue this down. And those little seedy things, the blooms of the sweet Annie, will break off some, but that's okay with me because that's when it really lets loose on the fragrance, which is why I put it in my book so I can smell it. And it is preserved, and it smells forever. Hold that down there just a second. I may have to go back in with some 3-in-1 right there. All right, and let's put our little tickets. We want them this way. Nope, we want them this way. Nope. We want them that way because that says theater on it. I'm going to ink this top piece up a little bit. It's looks too new to me, and I will use Fabri-Tac on that. Just a little corner there. And when I have the Fabri-Tac out, I'll go ahead and hit this little piece over here. All right, now let's go around the whole page with the ink. We need to get this little corner down here. Get that back in there. Okay, and then the last thing I want to do is fix my... I always say the last thing I want to do, and then I end up doing like 5 more things. I want to put that there. Do we want anything else? That's going to stick down. I just didn't press it down enough. Nope, I don't think so. I think I'm happy with it. If I was going to do anything, it would be to outline this torn page right there, but I don't have... I would want it to be... I could do... I could answer my own question instead of keep... I'm going to smush a little bit of ground espresso, and I'm going to put some water with it and get my water pen, my water brush, and maybe just go lightly around those torn edges, just to make them stand out a little more. Don't need anything too drastic. A lot of what you're seeing is the paper being wet, and so when this dries, it won't be near as dark. And I think I will take the Stabilo All and go around the belly, sheep's picture. At least on those two sides. Actually, I'm going to go around this side too. Okay. And clean up my mess. And I'm going to hit it with the heat gun just so you guys can see what it looks like when it dries, because it's not near as drastic when it dries. It's going to curl my page a little bit, but it can be flattened back out. Okay, there you go. Now one thing that you will see is you'll notice right here that it discolored the paper. That's because it's a digital, and I do not have a printer that will keep the ink from fading if it gets wet. So you will see that, but I'm okay with that because I think it fits in with, you know, the rest of what's going on. And you can see that's very subtle right there where I put that ground espresso. It just gives it kind of a shadowed look. I missed that whole into that. Of course, it could have popped up because I put heat on it too, and it was glue stick. Alright, so there we go. There is our plum and tan for this week. And I hope you guys like that. And again, if you're participating, use the hashtag color combo 2023, and I can find you, and other people that are participating or following along can also find you to see what work you've done. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. Also, I will give you next week's color combination. If you search the hashtag color combo 2023 on Instagram, there are the colors are on there up through at least the next couple of months. There is a photo that shows you the purple, and then the next 4 weeks after the purple study is pink. And also, if you want to start from the beginning, there are a couple other photos on there that show, you know, from the beginning. So, you know, join in anytime. There is no time limit. If you're just now wanting to start it, go ahead. I mean, you do not have to have your makes done by a certain time. You can work on them in your free time while you're doing other challenges, whatever you want to do. If you don't post to social media and you just want to participate, do that. I mean, seriously, there are no rules, and the point is to just, you know, use your colors and use up your stash. And, you know, if you're doing those two things, then you're doing it right. So, next week, we have violet and cornflower blue. I know that we used cornflower blue before, and a couple of you commented that that was a hard color. It is a hard color. If you can't find, you know, cornflower blue, or what you feel like is a true cornflower blue, use whatever blue you have. It's not necessary to, you know, be perfect with your colors. It's just necessary to explore what you have. And the best thing that I have found about this challenge, other than opening myself up to other colors, is that by going through my stash every week to find things to use in the colors, I find that I'm using more of my stash, because I see things and I say, oh, I forgot I had that. And so, depending on what I'm working on, I may set it aside and say, hey, I'm going to use it in this journal, or I'm going to use it on this tag. Or I know in the back of my mind, you know, hey, I have that. That will really work with what I'm working on. So it kind of accomplishes a few things by doing this. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying it, and I will see you guys back on Thursday for I Saw It on Pinterest. And until then, everybody continue to have a great week. Bye.